That's an excellent question. And in the afterword to my book, I give a brief answer. Let me put it this way. To begin with, my friends say I have a photographic memory. While I agree with them, still, I have been brought up in theater, attending drama school at Yale, with my great classmate here, Al Davis, in the first row, in the center. Over the years, I would write down snippets from my memory, which was very painful. But eventually, in writing the book, which some charge me that it is not a memoir, it is a novel based on my memoirs. In wanting to be faithful to where things were, I used many of the real names. Now and then, if I forgot a name, I would make it up. But I tried my best to reconstruct what was said. And I'll stand behind every paragraph, every quote, every expression in the dialogue. I try to reconstruct it as best as I can, and I vouch for it. Of course, I didn't have a recorder at that time, but I am sure, to my satisfaction, that what I was quoting bespeaks of the context of the description.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sylvia Danilo. This is a tremendous occasion. I know Joseph Kutrzeba so many years that I don't remember really how many years we know each other.
And I won't tell.
Good. Throughout the years, I was not only his friend, but an admirer. I admired Joe for so many things. He was loyal to his friends. He was generous. And another thing which was paramount always in my mind, how he wanted to do everything in life. Joe was horseback riding through Central Park. Joe was riding on an incredible motorcycle like Marlon Brando. Joe was attending balls and dancing kujawiaks and mazurkas and colonels. Also, of course, he had his beautiful theater in Queens. He produced on Broadway, he worked for UN. He has done so many things, always with a new energy, with a new interest, that I thought he thinks that his life is not going to be long enough to do everything. But of course, I always urge him to write the story of his life. Joe, why did it take you so long? Why did it take you so long?
Painful memories.
I received the book and I started reading it early in the morning. I had something to eat for dinner. I went to bed and I read till 7 o'clock in the morning. I was not able to put it down. It's a fantastic book, and I'm a reader. I read 3 books a week, various books, fiction, philosophy, dramatic plays, everything. I love to read. I consider this an outstanding book. It tells a story that is so moving, so real in this strange 20th century of ours. And yet you read like a detective story, like a suspense story. You can't wait to learn what's going to be next. Joe, I congratulate you on doing a superb job and written a wonderful book. And I urge you to get this book. You will be proud to have it and put it on your library shelf. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sylvia Danilo, who has been a prominent actress on Broadway, with Peter Ustinov, films, TV, and also, poignantly, later, the cultural editor and broadcaster to Poland on behalf of Voice of America. You mentioned, dear Sylvia, that you've been an admirer of mine. I wish you told me that many years ago.
My name is Nonna Sławinska, and this is a very emotional moment for me, so if I fall, not physically, but you know, in the way I talk, please forgive me. It is emotional for many reasons, primarily for the reason that of all the experiences that I went through reading this book, it is truly gripping. And I think this is the value of this grip of this book that forces you really to turn the pages, to constantly feel, did he survive? Did he succeed? You know, this constant anxiety of every moment that you have to live through to comprehend how much strength there is in this human being. A little boy.
Dr. Sławinska Holy, great friend of mine, a prominent psychiatrist in New York. It's the only type of people I associate with. No, not always. I wish to acknowledge in the audience also a gentleman who had been a student of my late father's before the war, who survived the Łódź ghetto and concentration camps, and became a successful international businessman, and notably the chairman of the American Gathering of Holocaust Survivors. Mr. Roman Kent, please get up.
I certainly didn't plan to be here at the microphone and to speak, particularly since unfortunately I did not read the book, so I cannot make any comments about the book. But I can make some comments about Joe, whom, in a way, I did not have the pleasure of knowing him before the war, but I did know his father, who was my teacher, singing teacher. And I was privileged in his class to be completely excused. He told me, Roman, you can be excused from my classes. The reason he said it, he have seen that there is no hope for me to be a singer. So his name, as a teacher, always stuck in my mind. So that when after the war, I met a young man by the name of Joe Kutrzeba, of course it brought the memories back. Because our mind is in a way better than a computer. It can store and do things that even computers cannot do, if we use it properly. The unfortunate thing is that most of us do not use it.